Now, HR manager becomes a development officer as well as a mediator, because here, so before that, what the HR manager should do is he should make sure that they will not suffer from any of the losses. Welfare officer should actually go with it. And who's the welfare officer? The HR manager becomes the welfare officer. Now, you are supposed to provide physical resources to your employees so that the employees can work very easily. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidyashram First Rate College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to the 9th session, and here in the 9th session I'll be explaining more about the HR manager, that is the role of HR manager. The first one is advisory role. Now HR manager becomes advisor, and then we go with pro-acting role. Now, when we go with pro-acting role, you need to understand that it's a major role for a HR manager, that he will be in all the fields. In the sense, he is a person who should know that what exactly and how much exactly the marketing team, the production team, the sales team, the overall employees they should have, and then that is the reason he go with the pro-acting role. Next is we have is welfare role. Please understand the word welfare here. Now, according to the 1948 Factories Act, if you go with it, that is the Factories Act or Labor Act, or even the Companies Act as well as the Industries Act, if you understand all these acts, the welfare of the labor is mandatory, and it is the HR manager who will actually go with the welfare role. Next is developmental and mediators role. Now, HR manager becomes a development officer as well as a mediator, because here he will be a mediator for the employer and the employee, or he will be a mediator to the top level management and the supervisory management as well. Social upliftment role. The other benefits of the welfare officer is all about the social upliftment role. Then we have counselor's role, because he is a person who need to counsel the employees and he need to motivate the employees so that the employees can actually go with more efficient work, motivate the employees. Spokesperson role. He should be a person who should take the lead and be a spokesperson. So these are the roles which we are supposed to talk in this session, and in the next session I'll be explaining you about the motivator role. The motivator's role here, if you understand here, students, change agent role, maintenance role, disputes prevention role, that is the Prevention Act will be there, where he'll be a dispute prevention role, executive, decision maker, and coordinator role. So these topics I'll be discussing in the next session, but we'll go with the first one, that is the advisory role. Now, what exactly this advisory role is all about? Now, first of all, let me just tell you what happens as a HR manager. Now, HR managers should always go for something called manpower planning. Manpower planning. Now, when he goes with manpower planning, you need to understand that he have lot of other work, like he need to advise the management that they are supposed to get new recruitment or they are not supposed to go for recruitment at all. So here one of the major role of HR manager is to advise the top management in the matter relating to management and development of human resources in order to achieve organizational objective. To achieve organizational objective, he should do manpower planning. Looking at the company's vision, mission, and long-range planning, HR executives advise the higher management to formulate appropriate HR policies, procedures. Now, when you understand the HR policy and procedures, which may create a perceptible change in the minds of worker, which helps in transformational process of dynamism. So here they should always approach. Now I'll give you a hint here. What happens is we have this top level here, the middle level, and the supervisor level. Now HR manager is always in the middle level. Now he should be the advisor cell to the top level on setting the policies so that the policies will have help the supervisor level. So here when we go with the policies and procedures, that is the HR manager who should be always like a bridge between the top level management and the supervisors. If the supervisors have any problem, whom should they actually go and approach? Will they approach the top level management? Definitely no. They are supposed to approach the HR manager, where the HR manager will get to know what exactly the difficulties is being faced by the supervisors, and then those difficulties he should give the solution. Before giving a solution, he should consult the top level management saying that these are the things which we are supposed to change so that there will be an efficient working environment as well as a positive attitude towards the work and the workplace. Next we have is the pro-acting role. Now HR manager ascertains the probable areas of conflict and differences between workers and management. So here what happens is we have a kind of a chain where you have a HR manager and he acts like a bridge between the employer and the employee, or he'll act like a bridge between employee and top level management, which we call TLM, top level management. Now here the factors that may create problem in future forecast the extent quantum of loss that may occur, and the department may suffer loss and take remedial measures beforehand by the way of developing organizational culture, climate, introducing a new system, mechanism, and does not leave any room to crop up the problem or the grievances. Now here what happens is whether it is done by the employer or the employee, the HR manager should always make sure there is a smooth function. There is a smooth function, that is a managerial function. Now what does that he does is he'll go with a pro-acting where he'll predict that these can happen due to these policies. Say example, if you go with it, the HR policies say that you are supposed to work for 8 hours, and in that 8 hours, 1 hour you are supposed to get rest, or you are supposed to go for a lunch or a breakfast or a tea or any kind of a thing. Now if that particular company feels that we are supposed to work for 10 hours, now the top level management have taken decisions. Now HR managers should stop it, because due to that there will be what? A very bad situation among the workers, and unhealthy conversation will actually start. So what the HR manager should do is he should be a person who will go with pro-acting role. That is, he should predict the future. He should actually analyze the problem in future and forecast the extent, that is the quantum of loss that may occur, and the department may suffer loss and take remedies. So before that, what the HR manager should do is he should make sure that they will not suffer from any of the losses. Next we have is welfare role. Now in this welfare role, please understand, when we go with this, the HR manager who is there with us, now he should look into all the aspects. The first one is here is the canteen hygiene, or next one is if you go with the canteen, or insurance for workers, physical resources are actually there or not, or is there any grievance. Now here let's go with it. HR executive looks to the welfare aspect of the employees, which is canteen, crèches, restroom, hospital, transportation, housing, accommodation, schools, etc. His one of the principal role is to provide welfare facility to the employees for their betterment and well-being. So that is where the HR manager should always look into. Now I told you about the canteen, the insurance of workers, the physical resources, or you can go with the grievance. He should always predict in the future, and then he should think about what all the allowance he should do it for the laborer as well as for the employees. See, in the 1948 Factories Act, it is all written that for how many people you are supposed to at least maintain the canteen, the restroom, the toilets, or all the other activity rooms which welfare officer should actually go with it. And who's the welfare officer? The HR manager becomes the welfare officer. Next is developmental role. What are the developmental role? Development of workers for attaining company goals is made by the HR manager through improvement of knowledge, skill, abilities, aptitude, attitude, value, belief, etc. So that is the HR manager responsible to actually transform the employees from the negative attitude to the positive attitude so that they can work efficiently. A dynamic organization needs dynamic employees, and transformation of employees mindset. See, this is very, very difficult because we have heterogeneous employees where we have different mindset of different people. When we have different mindset of different people, we don't know what exactly it's running in their brain. That is, the HR manager should always make a positive outcome of the heterogeneous mind, where you can actually give them more work so that the creativity of work can be developed and there will be a very good atmosphere in the working place. And here the mindset to the process of dynamism is possible only when all potential areas for growth and development are reinforced. Next one is HR manager takes all possible measures for growth and development of employees through formulation of HR policy. See, HR policies are very important because the minute HR policy is given to all the employees mindset will change. Now you are supposed to always make a good atmosphere for the employees to work. Only when you go for a HR policy which will attract the employees to work for you more, that will actually benefit the company as well. In the matter of training, career planning, and development counseling, etc. So all these things our HR manager should take care of, because he should always go for the developmental role. Now, developmental role in the sense, he is a person who should give career counseling, career planning, and then he should give a training, and as well as the development of a personnel. When there is a development of a personnel, then automatically there is a motivation for all the other employees that even they want to actually grow in the business. So these are the things which the HR manager should constantly look into. Mediator's role. Now here, mediator, when I say, it is again the bridge between the HR as well as the employer and the supervisors. Now HR manager works as a link. What is it? He works as a link personality between trade union and top management. When I say trade union, it is the employees and the laborers union, in the order to eliminate the difference of opinions cropped up in the process of settlement of dispute. Now usually like 80 to 90%, there is a problem from the trade union as well as a problem from the employer side. Now when you have a trade union and the employer side, what happens is there should be one person who should represent both the parties, and then there should be a conclusion that what should be better for the employers as well as the employee. He takes initiative to sort out problems through collective bargaining, that is bi-party negotiation process. Now here what happens is, if there is a problem between the trade union and the top level management, now the HR manager, that is your HR manager, he should take initiative in separating those things. That is what his prime duty is. Next is social upliftment role. Now organization is a part and parcel of the society. As a societal members, it has ethical and moral obligation. Now you should have understood what is ethical and moral obligation if you have seen the session 6 and 7, where contributes to society for its growth and development by the way of taking necessary measures like creating and improving infrastructure. When the HR manager will think about making a very beautiful atmosphere within the company, now you are supposed to provide physical resources to your employees so that the employees can work very easily. Spreading learning institutes, providing medical facilities, generating employment opportunities. So when you go with the more of infrastructure and you are making your employees feel they're secure, that is a time they'll feel like working more, because when you're giving them the medical facilities, the learning institution, as well as the improving infrastructures and giving more opportunities, even the members will also feel that they are working for a reputed company and they are supposed to give their 100% in working atmospheres. Now HR executives play a vital role to give proper shape in the formulation of suitable HR policies for the people in the society. That means through the HR policies, what happens when the HR manager he goes with and he frames a suitable HR policy, even the society at large, even they feel like working in the company. And here what happens is, it's a best use of HR manager that if a company have less turnover, that means the company really have a very good HR team. And if the company has more labor turnover, what happens is whoever wants to come, they can come, and whoever wants to go, they can leave. That means there is no stability as well as initiative, plus there is no fair remuneration is what the public will understand. So to maintain the a very good standard of a company, you should always have a HR manager who should always reduce the labor turnover less and improve the stability and initiative of the employees. Lastly, we have counselors' role, that is because of illiteracy and ignorance, workers cannot take decisions in their personal problems and they need advice to sort out such problems, which is education of children, medical treatment, marital matter, family problem, etc. Now HR manager, as he comes close to the workers because of his nature of work, develops understanding between them and advise, guides the workers in the right direction. Now there are so many people who are not so educated because of the illiteracy or ignorance. What happens is they don't know how to plan the future of their children. Now because there is a person called HR manager, they should actually go and consult him. I'm not talking that everybody will actually go and talk about their family background. There are few people who really need a support. Now the HR manager can be a person who is called as a counselor, where the HR manager will give them few advices of how to plan for the next 5 years, what exactly are the requirements. He can be a person who can listen to everybody so that he can be a person who will guide them in their difficulties. So these are the roles of HR manager. And next, if you understand, that is he becomes a spokesperson role also. That is HR executive works as a spokesperson of the company, especially in the matter of depicting the organization, health condition, strength, etc. to the employees while negotiating for settlement of industrial disputes. So he is a person who will represent the company and he'll come forward and he'll sort it out if there is any industrial disputes. He also acts as a representative of the workers when they are non-unionized, unorganized, and cannot represent their case properly to the top management. So he becomes a person who will come forward and he'll represent the entire union. And lastly, under such circumstances, HR manager place their grievance problems, demand to the top management for settlement and redressal. So all these are the roles of HR manager. I'll be continuing in the next session that what else will be the remaining one. Now until then, here students, these are the things which you are supposed to know and understand. If you have any doubt regarding this, please do call us. We're always there to help you. Now I've covered half of the roles of the HR manager. It's a 10 marks to 15 mark question where you will be getting in the board examination. You are supposed to get prepared. Please take all the notes which Vidyashram is giving for you people for free, and we are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.